Welcome, CP Financians, to another lesson of 6.1. More Venn diagram practice. There's a little joke up here in the far left for you. We are going to be practicing some of these application problems, and I'm going to show you some strategies to use while solving these as you go through, because they're a little bit different and they're new things. So, first problem here, a Star Wars problem. So, a survey of 200 students were asked what their favorite episode of Star Wars of the original trilogy is. There's some Star Wars music for you in case you want to get in the mood for this problem. So 22 had not seen any episode. Okay, that might be some of you guys. Remember that there is always things outside of our picture here. The other thing just to note right off the bat, survey 200 students. The universe is 200. Okay, so those two things right off the bat. Okay, 73 only watched A New Hope, which is A-N-H. Very good movie. Remember that 73, so A New Hope only is going to be like the little piece right here. So that's 73. 136 in total watched A New Hope. That means the whole thing at the end, better add to 136. 14 watched The Return, or The Empire Strikes Back, and The Return of the Jedi. Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi only is going to be this piece right here. So that's 14. So they did not watch A New Hope. 31 watched only A New Hope and Return of the Jedi. So 31 is going to go right there. Okay. 61 or 63, watched Empire Strikes Back. So we know this whole thing's going to be 63. And the last bit, 135, did not watch Return of the Jedi. Okay, I'll get to that in a little bit. So we have a few things missing. We have this missing, this missing, this missing, and this missing. But we still want to reference this 35 did not watch Return of the Jedi. The interesting thing with that is, so again, remember that our whole picture is going to need to add up to 200. So if what we're saying is 135 is not in the Return of the Jedi circle, okay, that means 200 minus 135 is in the Return of the Jedi circle. So 200 minus 135, a little bit of reverse thinking, must be the Return of the Jedi number, which is 65. So then we know that this whole circle is 65, okay? Now that doesn't quite help us fill out anything else right now, but let's look at some other things here. So another strategy to use is we have A New Hope and we have part of it here. The only thing we're missing is like this football piece. We know the whole thing is 136. We know part of it's 73 and part of it's 31. So what we can actually do is find the number between these two. So you would take 135 or 136 minus 31 and minus 14 and find that that little piece there is going to be 136 minus 31 minus 14. Sorry, not minus 14, minus 73. Okay. So what we could do is take 73, 31, and 136. We know 136 minus 73 minus 31. That means this piece here must be 32. Okay, so essentially we found this whole circle, that's 32. What that helps is now we can find this piece. Okay, we know that the whole Empire Strikes Back is 63. We kind of have two of those pieces. So 63 minus 32 minus 14 gives us 17 for right here. Okay, so we filled out another spot. Now the interesting thing here is, again, we can't quite figure too much out, but we have most of our picture. So I have the ability to kind of show you everything going on here. So now, if we think about it, we have this piece out here. We have this taken care of, this taken care of, this taken care of, this taken care of, and this taken care of. We're just missing the open Return of the Jedi spot. Well, we know the whole thing's 200. So if actually we take 200 and we subtract all of the values we have already, so minus 73, minus 31, minus 32, minus 14, and minus 17, and minus 22, the number outside, what we get is that this number must be 11. Okay, 11 must be right there. Let's erase some of this extra shading. Okay, so a lot of times once you kind of figure out that one little trick that you need, things start to flow. So Return the Jedi now, we know this whole thing is 65, and the only piece we're really missing is this right here. So 65 minus 31 minus 14 minus 11, boom, that makes this 9. Okay, remember we said this whole thing was 32. So 9 minus 32, or 32 minus 9, means this is 23. And boom, all of our pieces are there. Man, it's a challenge. So just, you know, there's a lot of little tricks. You're just going to have to practice these and get used to some logical thinking and going through that. So nice job on that one. Okay, so the next problem here, a survey of 100 people, so we know the universe is 100, were asked the following if they know the Wampa, Navis, or Zerg. Okay, so some interesting things here. You might not even know what those are yourself. You might be the 25 that don't know any. So 25 are outside here. 3 people knew of all 3. Okay, they're in the middle. 48 knew of the Navis or Zerg, but not the Wampa. Now here's an interesting one here. Or, okay, is not an intersection, so it's not actually right here. What we know is that the Navis or Zerg, not the Wampa, is going to equal 48. So in a sense, we have this piece here, okay, is going to equal 48. Okay, and again, I'll highlight it. We know that or, so we're adding, is going to be these pieces here. So I'm just going to draw that in just so we know that's going to be 48. Okay, 40 people knew of the Zerg. That means our total Zerg is going to be 40. 21 knew who at least 2 of these were. Okay, at least 2. Here is an interesting thing. At least 2 means that these people must lie in this shaded blue area because they know at least 2. So I'm going to reference that for at least 2. And I promise you it'll get a little easier here. So 7 knew of the Wampa and Zerg, but not the Navis. Wampa and Zerg, that's a football piece, but not the Navis. So Wampa, Zerg, no Navis, that's 7 right there. And 8 knew what the Wampa and Navis were. Wampa, Navis. Okay, we know this entire thing then is 8. So if that whole thing's 8, then this piece must be 5. Okay, so there's a lot of things going on here, and there's some other things we can do to kind of figure this out. So let's begin to decipher everything here. Here's an interesting thing here. We can find this missing value right there. 21 knew who at least 2 of these were. Well, 21, we already know part of it is 5. We know the other part is 3. We know the other part is 7. So 21 minus 5 minus 3 minus 7 is 6. So that must be 6. Thank goodness. Okay. Some other things here. Hey, we know this whole piece is 40. Okay, so 40 minus 6 minus 3 minus 7 is 24. Okay. The other thing, remember, our orange has to equal 48. 48. Well, here's a 40 right here. Okay, and this whole circle. So that means this must be 8. And then we have that whole thing equaling 48. Okay, and hey, the only thing we're missing is this here. Okay, well, the interesting thing is the whole universe again is 100, and we have everything filled out except for that missing spot. So we're just going to do some reverse thinking here. 100 minus all the pieces. 100 minus 25, minus 5, minus 3, minus 7, minus 6, minus 8, minus 24. Bada bing, bada boom. 22 are the Wampa fans. Okay, +1 Dvorsky dollars if you look up or know what these are from. I'll check tomorrow. Okay, so nice job with those ones. I'll show you one more here. Okay, and this one hopefully goes a little quick. 150 people at a Foo Fighters concert were asked if they knew how to play piano, drums, or guitar. 18 could not play any. And again, the other thing we know, the universe is 150. 18 could not play any. That means they're the 18 out there. 10 could play all three. 77 could play guitar or drums, but not piano. Guitar, drums, not piano is 77. Again, or we're looking at the whole thing, okay? Or we're looking at the whole thing. So again, let's just think of this whole thing is going to need to be 77. So we'll come back to that later. 73 could play guitar, so we know all of guitar is 73. 43 could play at least 2 of the instruments. Hey, there's another at least 2. That means it's these pieces inside, or at least 2. And we know that those must equal 49. 3 could play piano and guitar, but not drums. Piano, guitar, not drums would be here. Okay. 21 could play piano and drums. Okay, so and means we're looking at a football piece. 21 piano and drums. That means this must be 11. It does not say they can or cannot play guitar, so we assume they can. Okay. Then we look to see what all we got left. So it's going to follow the other question pretty closely. Again, we know that blue is going to be 49. We're just missing one piece of the blue. So 49 minus 11 minus 10 minus 3 is 25. Next thing we know, or we can find out, guitar is 73. We have most of the pieces. 73 minus 10 minus 3 minus 25 is 35. Okay. We know all of yellow again needs to be 77. We have most of it. We're just missing that piece. So it's 77 minus only the 25 and the 35. That's better. Minus 25 minus 35. Okay, 17. That works. I was looking at the whole thing, and I just needed to look at the orange. Okay? So, see, you might make a mistake. You just need to go back and realize, you know, what you are doing. Okay? Anyway, from there then, so the only piece we're missing is right here. Again, the whole thing's 150, so let's subtract all the pieces. 150 minus 18, minus 11, minus 10, minus 3, minus 17, minus 25, minus 35. Boom, 31 is left there. All right. They're challenging. They make you think a little bit, but they're good for you. Okay? So those are some strategies. The next one is a little more challenging, and then you do have another page of of questions as well. So give them a try. I would like you to try and complete this and the other 4 problems. And good luck. And again, work together, bounce some ideas off each other. I'll check to see where you're at tomorrow with these problems. Okay? Thanks for watching those. Again, just hang in there and do your best. Adios.